FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem defends Saudi Arabia amid criticism from British media. In a pointed response to criticisms from certain British media outlets, FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem has once again addressed the contentious discourse surrounding the upcoming British Grand Prix. His remarks come at a time when the relationship between motorsport and the growing influence of Middle Eastern sponsorship has come under scrutiny. "Look at some of the British media, and they go against Saudi Arabia or me," bin Sulayem stated, indicating a pattern of negative coverage regarding his leadership and the Saudi Arabian government's involvement in Formula One. "But one thing I would say, go on and see the British Grand Prix." Is it the British Grand Prix? No, it is the Qatar Airways British Grand Prix. His comments spotlight the growing trend of corporate sponsorship in Formula One and the complex dynamics it introduces. While the event retains its historic title as the British Grand Prix, the sponsorship by Qatar Airways symbolizes a shift in how traditional motorsport institutions are increasingly interwoven with global business interests. Bin Sulayem's remarks reflect a mounting frustration with how certain narratives shape public perception. With the FIA's expanding relationship with various Middle Eastern stakeholders, including Saudi Arabia, that narrative has often been met with skepticism. Critics argue that such partnerships risk overshadowing the essence of these long-standing racing traditions. The FIA president's comments also shed light on the tensions between maintaining the sport's historical identity and the necessity of adapting to a changing economic landscape. As sponsors like Qatar Airways inject substantial financial resources into events, their influence grows, prompting questions about the future direction of motorsport. Moreover, bin Sulayem's call for a reassessment of media narratives is a plea for a more nuanced understanding of the relationships that govern modern motorsport. He urges audiences, journalists, and fans alike to appreciate the complexities behind sponsorship agreements and their impact on the sport's global expansion. In conclusion, the dialogue sparked by bin Sulayem's statements highlights an ongoing conflict in motorsport between tradition and transformation. As the FIA navigates its role in an increasingly globalized world, it faces the challenge of harmonizing legacy with innovation, paving the way for a future that recognizes both history and the new dynamics reshaping the sport. The coming British Grand Prix may prove to be a pivotal moment not just for racing in Britain, but for the sport's trajectory as a whole. The British media has raised several criticisms regarding Saudi Arabia's involvement in Formula One, F1, reflecting broader concerns about sports washing, human rights, and governance. Here are the main points. Sports washing allegations. Critics argue that Saudi Arabia uses F1 to improve its international image while diverting attention from its human rights abuses. This term, sports washing, refers to efforts by states or organizations to enhance their reputation through positive media coverage in sports, overshadowing less favorable practices. Human rights concerns. Saudi Arabia has faced significant scrutiny over its human rights record, particularly regarding freedom of expression, treatment of dissidents, and women's rights. British media highlight these issues, claiming that allowing the country to host F1 races tacitly endorses its governance and policies. Financial influence. Some articles suggest that the financial power of Saudi Arabia in F1 could lead to an imbalance in the sport. Critics worry about the implications of the kingdom's investment strategies and the potential prioritization of profits over the sport's integrity. Environmental impact. The role of Saudi Arabia in promoting sustainability in F1 has also come under fire. The country's heavy reliance on fossil fuels brings scrutiny regarding its genuine commitment to environmental responsibility, especially in a sport that is trying to embrace more sustainable practices. Logistical and security concerns. Given regional tensions, some media outlets have raised concerns about the security of hosting races in Saudi Arabia. This includes issues related to regional stability and the safety of participants and audiences. Public relations strategy. The British press has observed that Saudi Arabia's involvement in F1 appears to be part of a broader strategy to gain global influence through sports. This strategy is often criticized as superficial and self-serving, rather than genuinely aimed at promoting sport and culture. Overall, while some view the partnership as an opportunity for growth and investment in F1, significant sections of the British media remain highly critical of Saudi Arabia's motivations and implications for the sport.